Hey everyone, in today's behind the scenes video, I want to share with you some reasons you should use a 135 prime for portrait photography and some of my go-to composition tips when it comes to using a 135mm lens. During this photo shoot, I'm using the Sony A1, which I borrowed from Sony Australia, and the GM 135mm f1.8, which is my own lens. Today's model is Aroha. Lydia's done her makeup and Dan is behind the camera filming.
And with this lens, I have to be quite far away from you and it's still like close up. That looks so cool there. So I'm cropping it like just above your knee. Beautiful.
One of my favorite compositions with a 135 is to capture mid-length portraits. The first few photos I'm sharing here are cropped in pretty tight, which look like classic portrait shots, which is really nice to have during a shoot. But I think the magic with a 135 happens when you have the space to step back and include some negative space at the top of the frame.
Yeah, I love that with your arm, like your hand on your arm. It looks really good there. Keep that pose, I like it with your leg kind of up, but I want to move back. It takes so much effort to move around, I have to like... Oi.
Oi, what?
Oh, I can just see that palm tree.
The compression from a lens like this has a way of bringing the background towards your subject and making it look super dreamy. When you pair this with some negative space, you end up with some really beautiful bokeh and more of the location to look at while still bringing emphasis to your subject. Just like I mentioned in my 85mm composition tips video, which I'll leave linked down below if you haven't watched it yet, I also love using the 135 for wide landscape shots.
Yeah, facing towards me a little more is really nice there.
When you shoot with a shallow depth of field of wide open to f2.8, you have some really stunning background to foreground separation, which makes your subject stand out. I also like including objects in the foreground like plants to help add a 3D effect to the photo instead of having your subject against a backdrop, which can make the photos look a little bit flat sometimes. Since we have so much negative space on the sides of our image, I like to crop it in tight the portrait way so there is only a small amount of space at the top of Aroha's head, and I've included just a little bit of her leg as well.
I think let's go to this little footpath here instead. So you had like, there's too many sticks kind of coming out from behind you. Yeah, maybe just underneath that leaf. Okay, that looks amazing. What if you kind of like have a little head tilt to the, yeah.
One of the main reasons I own a 135 prime and not a 70-200 is because I do wedding photography. I usually use my 135 when I need extra reach, especially during the reception, which is a low light area.
So these are a bit closer up. I'm shooting like just up to your elbows.
For some of the venues I normally shoot in Australia, natural light really suits them, so I want to be able to have the option of shooting in low, natural light if the occasion calls for it. So having an f1.8 lens is more beneficial than an f2.8 zoom lens.
And then I want to get like a close-up shot as well. Do you want to come here so you're not like too much taller than me? Whoa, okay, this is like just your face. That looks amazing there.
When you use a 135mm lens, you have to try shooting close-up portraits as this is such a stunning lens for headshots. I tried out a few different compositions with the close-up portraits to show you what they all look like. The first is cropping right into Aroha's face, but still including her shoulder and collarbones in the portrait. I also asked her to tilt her face upwards so the natural light was hitting her eyes and facial features.
So I was thinking we should do something with this tree. Maybe we could either like sit on one of the tall branches, or we could kind of like lean on it to the side. Like, which one do you prefer to do?
The next composition is to move back a little bit and include more of the outfit in the shot. While this is a nice looking portrait, I find the extreme close-up is more striking. I also made sure to frame her face against a part of the location which was the furthest away from her. So I had the trees that were in the far background behind her, rather than the tree stump that was a lot closer to her in the background. With a 135, this basically means you'll have an almost solid colored backdrop, which is great for making your subject stand out.
I want to get a landscape with that. That looked really nice.
The final compositions are landscape close-ups. Again, I shot an extreme close-up and a close-up where you can see more of her outfit so you can compare the differences. Just like our wider landscape photos, since we have more negative space to the sides of the image, I made sure to crop it in tighter at the top of the frame so our subject appears more prominent in the photo.
Just looking at the light. Oh yeah, it's really pretty here.
I personally think the extreme close-up photos are the most flattering in both portrait and landscape orientation. I love that it puts such a focus on your subject's face and facial expressions. So this is my preferred composition when it comes to taking close-ups with a 135 prime.
And then, do you want to bring your hands up kind of like together? Yeah, I love that. And you get some in portrait here as well. So then, do you want to come over to this side and we'll do a leaning against the tree? So I'll be standing like over there and you could kind of like lean.
Yeah.
Yes! Oh, I'm going to get a full body shot. It's hard working on this lens. I need just one more step back. Okay, yeah, okay, that was worth it. Oh, I like that for like a closer up shot. Yeah, that's amazing.
My initial reaction to using a 135 is to take close-up portraits. While you can get some stunning portraits like this, I think the magic of a 135 really lies when you take a step back. Here's a collection of my favorite photos from this shoot today so you can see all those images together. Let me know which ones are your favorites in the comments and if you like shooting portraits with a 135 as well. But thank you guys so much for watching. I make new videos every single week, so I will see you all next time. Bye!